January 12th was supposed to be a great day at the Bravado household. You see, my grandmother was tuned in live to watch Evolve 27 because she wanted to see her grandsons wrestling singles matches, something that she doesn't get to see very often. She tuned in to see Lancelot step in the ring with Nick Jackson, and she wanted to see me wrestle Matt Jackson. But that never happened. Instead, what she got to witness was an out of control, no rules, no referee, no authority to be found fight. That's okay with us, young bucks. We're not scared of you. We stood toe to toe and we fought. Until I saw you do something that I didn't think any human being would be capable of. You hoisted up Lancelot and you drove him down with a spike pile driver onto the floor with Nick Jackson jumping out of a 10-foot balcony.
That's right, Harlan. As my head came crashing down on the concrete, all I felt was just fire. I felt like the whole left side of my body was burning. And I couldn't figure out why. I was like, what happened? I got dropped on my head. I didn't exactly know what was going on. But then I realized, oh, I can't feel my hand. And I realized, oh, wait, I can't feel my feet either. And then they rushed me off to the hospital. And a little bit later, luckily, I got the feeling back. And that was a pain I'd never experienced before. But the worst day in my life was January 13th, when I walked in the door coming back home in North Carolina. Because, see, all that physical pain I felt on the 12th, that was nothing compared to the emotional pain I felt when I walk in and see my grandmother crying, running toward the door, not knowing if I'm okay, not knowing if I'm ever going to walk again, if I'll ever wrestle again. So the first thing I did, as soon as I was able, was I called and I said, we want the Young Bucks in New York City, whatever it takes. We want the Young Bucks. And then I get a line, oh, Young Bucks, they're not going to be able to make it to New York. I said, that's fine. Well, then we want them in New Orleans. And he said, oh, you got it, New Orleans, no problem. So we were all set until January 16th, when I get a phone call saying, oh, the Young Bucks aren't going to be able to make it. They're pulling out. Bunch of cowards.
The only saving grace through any of this, through any of the injuries, any of the cancellations, is that our grandmother doesn't have to see us defend these. They opened the United Gate Tag Team Championships against such uncouth and graceless people such as the Young Bucks. But don't worry, our grandma didn't raise us to be quitters. And we're fighting champions. So in Queens, New York and Brooklyn, New York, we're coming and we're going to defend these titles. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop the Bravado bandwagon from rolling on.
Cowards.
We're cowards?
Cowards. We're the cowards,
Bravados?
huh?
What do you
Bravados.
think?
We were all set to wrestle you guys in New Orleans and win our belts back.
Yeah.
Our
Our
belts back.
championship belts.
And then
We're
WWN Live's office gives us a call and says that they got a call from some lawyer representing the Bravados saying, wait a minute, I actually have the direct quote because I couldn't even believe it. Where's it at right here? That we recklessly endangered the Bravados in an unsafe working environment without proper authority. These are the same Bravados
They
that
attacked
attacked us
us.
at Evolve.
Yeah.
The same ones that attacked us.
That's ridiculous.
And you're going to sit here and have your lawyers
Lawyers.
get in the middle of this. And then WWN Live says, well, you know what? We don't want to get in the middle of this thing. And we don't want this to be a huge deal. Well, you know what? That's fine.
That's fine. We're
That's
going to
fine.
take our talents overseas.
We're going to go overseas
for that
where we are
weekend.
right now, in Japan. So we'll be back. Well, this isn't the end of it, Bravados. Not even close.
Our grandmother instilled 3 things in us from a very young age. Number 1, if you make a mess, you clean it up. Number 2, when you go out, always wear clean underwear. And number 3, and most importantly, always tell the truth. That's why when we heard the Young Bucks accusations that they had been called by a lawyer and threatened with a lawsuit, we were stunned. Shocked. It was the first time that we heard about it just like everybody else. I have no idea what's going on. I call the Dragon Gate USA office, and the first thing they tell me is that they've been threatened with a lawsuit. They tell me that, oh, the lawyers called this and threatened that. I have no idea what they're talking about, so we get into a heated exchange. I'm raising my voice, they're yelling back at me. My grandmother comes into my room to see what all the commotion's about, and That's when she confesses that she's the one who hired the lawyer, and she's the one who threatened a lawsuit against the Young Bucks.
That's right, Young Buck. So don't feel like you're special because it's not just you. She threatened Dragon Gate USA,
Yep.
Dragon Gate Japan,
Gonna get some yen?
Gabe Sapolsky, Sal, whatever his name is, Tom, the camera guy, Lenny Leonard.
Yep.
Everybody's a suspect today.
That's right. And then she sat us down and she explained that she did this because she loves us. She explained to us that the Dragon Gate USA and Evolve office, they should have had the proper security. At Evolve 27, they shouldn't have let my brother get dropped on his head.
Things got out of hand, Young Bucks. Proper measures were not in place, and they put our livelihood at stake. You see, my grandmother, she spent a whole lot of money on wrestling schools, and she expects to see a return on that investment. So, starting in New York City with our next title defense, things are going to change. My grandmother loves us very much, and she's taught us a lot of lessons over the years. And she's been right every time, and I'm sure she'll be right about this one too. So, we're ready, but the question is, are you ready for the Bravado bandwagon?
Hop on.
Bravado Brothers, I remember what happened at Evolve 26 in Orlando. You like to jump people from behind. Well, guess what? I got a guy getting my back right now, Drew Gulak. I told you what happened. How's that make you feel?
You two backstabbers are going to get what's coming to you. You're stepping in the ring with the Legal Eagle style battle winner and the Kentucky gentleman Chuck Taylor.
You see, it's time for the Gentleman's Club to add a little bit of gold to our waists.